In a world full of distractions and challenges, it's easy to lose our way. Let us turn our hearts to a story shared by Jesus, reminding us of the vital importance of staying true to our divine calling and the sacred duty we have to be messengers of faith and healing. Today's message comes from the book Jesus in the Home by Neio, Lucio, psychographed by the medium Francisco Xavier. Chapter 23: The Distracted Messengers. Those attending the gospel worship were discussing the controversies raised around faith in the various circles of Pharisaism, when Christ, with the profound simplicity that was his nature, narrated tolerantly. A great ruler received alarming news about a large number of subjects who were being smitten by a deadly fever in a region far from the seat of his government. Wanting to help the wards who were suffering in that remote region of his kingdom, he decided to send them reliable messengers armed with the appropriate medicine for the situation and the means with which to bring them back to health. The messengers left the palace with great promises to surely and efficiently do what the ruler had asked of them. But as soon as they were outside the ruler's gates, they began to quarrel about what road to take. Some demanded that they take the shortcut, others the briar-free plain. Still others preferred the passageway through the mountains. They wasted many days quarreling until the group finally disbanded, with each phalanx attending to its own whims and completely forgetting about the main objective. These problems, however, were not readily solved. Taking different routes merely increased the conflicts. Now reduced in number, the various expeditions suffered even more acutely the sterilizing blows of personal opinions. The travelers cared about nothing except to come up with new reasons for pointless friction. Those who had taken the shortest path, which went through the meadowland and the foothills, engaged in non-productive, contentious, and endless arguments. Valuable days and nights were wasted on loud discussions regarding the fever, the condition of the sick, and the surrounding landscape. Trying hours of bitterness and discord interfered with the trip from time to time, and it took a lot of effort to avoid scenes of fistfights and murder. Quarrels arose stemming from the smallest of matters, which completely wasted the opportunity And because of this, the travelers that had taken the shortcut took as long as those who had taken the way through the plain and the foothills. Consequently, they ultimately all met up in the disease-ridden valley at the same time. To everyone's enormous and immeasurable disappointment, because of the lack of supplies that had been promised, not one sick person was still alive. Death had devoured them one by one, while the arguing messengers wasted time along the way. The Master gazed at the disciples with a very lucid look and added, "In this allegory, the world is being attacked by the plague of evil and disbelief, and we see the image of the bearers of heavenly medicine, who represent the religious leaders of all of the organizations that speak in God's name. In spite of having received valuable resources from heaven for those who suffer and weep as a result of the ignorance and affliction reigning in the world, those who are enlightened by the wisdom of faith have disregarded the obligations that mark their lives, and valuing their own whims over the designs of the Supreme Lord, they go to extremes in all kinds of verbal altercations. While they feed disorder, carefree and distracted, those in need of light and help grow weak from the lack of aid and dedication. Patting the head of one of the children at the meeting, and upon whom all the hopes and the sublime future were focused, he concluded, smiling and calm. As advantageous as discussions might be, it should never distract us from the work the Lord has given us to do. May this story inspire us to set aside our differences and remain steadfast in our mission to bring hope and healing to those in need. Let us trust in the guidance of our Lord, working together in harmony and faith, always remembering that our ultimate goal is to serve and uplift one another in His name. So be it.